Mike. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of The Drop Podcast. This is the podcast where we play games and hang out. And we are back over here. It has been, or at least it feels like it's been a good minute since I've sat down and recorded one of these. But I'm gonna be gone this weekend. So this weekend. So basically, whenever you guys hear this, I'll be gone. Because I'm gonna get this uploaded on time, and everything will be good. I kicked this guy's butt real quick. He is stupid. Android 17 face. So, I was telling you guys last time that I started watching Dragon Ball Super. Yeah, I stopped. That show sucks. I got to Frieza, and I was just confused why Frieza is here kicking Goku's butt. Like it's so dumb. But whatever. I don't know. That's why it's been a minute since I've seen Dragon Ball Z, so it might be just as dumb. And also, like, just the whole fighting thing, like Goku's like, "Oh, I love fighting." Shoot. I didn't know whenever Piccolo is in his like super form, he heals. Uh-oh. But guys, man, it has been a second. Let me tell you guys about what I've been doing with my project, because I'm really excited. So one, I got an interview with this really cool lady. Her name is... Oh, wait, I already told you guys about her. Tamar Kushner, but she works at Cornell University. And she does psychology work with little kids, or that's at least like her main focus or target of study. And she had agreed to, or has agreed to, let me interview her for... Nope. She's agreed to let me interview her for just my project, not for like my podcast or anything, but so I'm pretty excited about that, and that's gonna be December. I don't think I'm gonna be able to share that with you guys, just cause like I didn't ask, and I don't want to make it weird by asking. So I'm just gonna interview her and just have the experience, and then you guys will just get, the fruits. And I might ask her if I can record it, but I kind of like I thought about like, oh, I could just double this as a podcast for the drop, but I didn't want to, because I haven't talked to her in so long, so I didn't want it to be like weird, and so I just decided to wait. Nope. Oh, shoot. But, yeah. Oh, man, this is not looking good. I'm just gonna heal up. Right quick. I really don't want to use my last senzu. Okay, but let me tell you guys. Let me finish up my story about, or not my story, but my project. So my project, I've kind of taken a turn. I've started to study. Just like the brain. I went deep into the brain and how it's designed, like biologically, why it looks like the way it does, and I learned quite a lot about, just like how we experience emotions, and this might get sciencey, but it's good because it'll tell you guys kind of where my brain is and kind of where I'm heading with my ideas. But so I'm thinking that or here, well, let me just take you through the story. So what I wanted to know was how we come up with like ideas and like how we feel emotions, because my whole thing is about or not only that, but also like the function of the brain, what portions of the brain do what. And I actually learned one, where thinking comes from. So thinking, if you break it all the way down, you have neurons, which neurons make up your brain, or they're like a special cell that make up your brain. And the neurons have a the cell body, which is, I don't know, basically if you ever look at a cell in the part that kind of like has the mitochondria, like the nucleus, the cell body is basically where like the nucleus of the cell is, and so you have the mitochondria like right there and everything. And then you have your then you have dendrites, which stem out from the cell body, and the dendrites receive information from a different cell or neuron. And then an axon is what delivers a message, or like whatever. And the way like it works is there's like electrical signals that get charged, because there's some like intricate, like there's some system where in your neurons, where it's letting in like phosphates and sodium, or it's letting in and letting out phosphates and sodium, and it's creating like this current, like creating this charge, and this charge creates, and this charge like travels through your cell or your neuron, and then through that charge it sends information that goes down to your axon, and then your axon then delivers the message to another cell through that other cell's dendrites. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, but what I'm more interested in, like that's I guess like the power supply, like that's what, like the process of those messages being sent. But then you have or what I was really interested in is I wanted to know, like what like more than that, like emotions, and still like where do ideas come from is my biggest question, right? And so I was studying and researching emotions, or not emotion. Well, yeah, emotions. And what I learned is so at the end of your axons, you have like these little extra things, like extra little tentacles. Synapses is what they're called. So synapses is where information gets passed on it's like if you look at the axon, and then at the very end of an axon, there's like these little things that spew out from the axon to the dendrites, and then even at the end of the dendrites, there's like little synapses. But anyway, so where the synapses are is you have like this gap, like it's a small gap between the synapse of the sending thing. Shoot, I forgot the terminology. It's like you have like a presynaptic nerve and then a postsynaptic neuron. And I think it's the presynaptic neuron which is sending the information, and the postsynaptic neuron which is receiving the information. And then, like I said, what's going on here is you have like these small bubbles inside of your synapse, and these bubbles contain these little I mean, it ranges. So I would say I was gonna say these little proteins, but really it's not just proteins. Like there's but they're called neurotransmitters, and there's stuff like dopamine. There's like 7 really important ones. I can't think of all their names. They're like dopamine. There's one GABA. I can't think of them right now, but whatever. There's all those, and then they so basically like they're in these bubbles on your on the pre synaptic neuron, and then it goes from the bubble to this thing called the synaptic gap, which the synaptic gap is like this small microscopic gap that's in between your sorry why am I slower? Should I just be a regular saying? But anyway, what I was saying is it's in between your sorry, I'm tripping right now. It's in between the synapse of the pre synaptic neuron and the postsynaptic neuron. But anyway, it's this little tiny microscopic thing. And then on the receiving neuron, so the postsynaptic neuron, you have like on the membrane there's like these little synaptic receivers. Okay, so there's like these little neuron transmitter receivers, so that like little I guess doors, you can think of them. And the neurotransmitter stuff like dopamine are the keys that kind of open this door, and so I mean anyway, but I mean that's just I guess that's emotions. I don't know, but it's just what I learned, and actually I'm glad I'm talking about it, because now that's one thing that I should probably look into. But besides that, dude, this music kicks butt. Besides that, so I mean that's just kind of like how information gets spread, and those neurotransmitters are like dopamine affects it can affect like happiness or like positive emotion. I mean, there's like lists that go on, and I think they're still learning about it, because are learning about like what neurotransmitters do what, and there's like I guess like tons of neurotransmitters too that they're still finding. But those are just like the same. The 7, I guess, like main ones. Well, I didn't tell you what the 7 were, but there's like 7 main ones that they were telling me about. But it's interesting though, because it's like a combination of these neurons. One, like certain neurons help you think, or like whenever you have more of these neurons, it kind of helps you think better or be more awake or whatever. And then as you I mean, obviously, like if you have more dopamine, it's gonna make you feel more positive. You know what I mean? But then there's that, I mean, that still doesn't solve, like, I guess, like, shoot, trying to think, what was my thought process after this? So the neurotransmitters, and then trying to remember what I was trying to figure out after that. And then, so then creativity. So I kind of found out, I guess, like, where emotions come from, because part of, part of, I think, like, or I guess, like my goal here is to increase, like, neurogenesis, like, increase your ability to come up with, or to figure things out, or make connections in your brain, or, just stuff like that. But then the next thing, so creativity is, kind of, I guess, like, neurogenesis to me. Like, to me, creativity is so important. Being able to come up with ideas that make sense, right? So one that takes information, so like memory. So we want to, learn faster and better, and whenever you are in a more positive mindset or positive state of being, you have better ideas. I guess I need to figure out why first. But anyway, these are just observations for now. That I'm sharing with you. But you have all these. Anyway, but you have those, and then you have your neurotransmitters, and then I'm drawing a blank on what I was going with that. You can tell I worked today. I came home from work because my brain is always just like mush afterward. Or it's not like mush, but it's just like zombieified. Like, it doesn't work as well as it does whenever I don't work, But I don't know. We'll just whatever. Which I guess is something that, like, cuz that's an interesting thing. Why does my brain, like, not work as well whenever I am after work? And it's not like I don't do, like, mentally strenuous tasks at work. So maybe it's not even mental. Maybe it's, like, physical. Like, because it's more of a labor-filled job, I would say. I'm moving and boxing things and walking. And I do listen to podcasts, but recently I started listening to this thing called Nightville, because I don't know if I told you guys about how I'm working on a story podcast. Like, I want to do a podcast where I'm just telling a story, kind of. And Nightville was, that's cool. Nightville, it was something that I found out about a second ago, and I wanted to show, or I wanted to study it kind of as a resource, because I knew it was, because I was struggling with, how do I make a podcast that's telling a story that's so good, and I came to the I was just listening to that. I didn't come to any conclusions, but so I was just listening to it kind of as, like, research. And it's a really weird show. Well, here's what I was saying. Oh, that's kind of cool. West City Apartments, A-card access. I was listening to it because I wanted to figure out how like you can tell a story and do a podcast at the same time, right? And uh and the way that Night Vale kind of does it, or is this like it's a character who is kick his butt. Okay, dude, come on, not cool, not cool. Is there any way that I can not be this stupid, super duper extra Saiyan, but still be a Super Saiyan? The way to do it is this like a news person, and they're just telling, or he's just telling, or his name is Cecil. I'm not really sure, but that's the actor's name at least, Cecil. But anyway, so he's from this weird town called Nightvale, and Nightvale is just a place where, like, I guess in the intro it's all it's a city where all conspiracies are true. So like the first episode he talks about like just your regular update. There's something called or he's talking about like, oh, update on, whenever you let your kids play outside, whenever you see blue helicopters, those are, I don't know, like angels or something he always talks about, and the angels are dangerous. Do not let your kids play outside. Whenever there are green helicopters, whenever there are red helicopters, that is the government's secret police. The secret police are okay. You do let your children play outside with the secret police. And then it's the third one. He's like, oh, and then there's the I don't know, the purple helicopters. It's like, do not let your children play outside when they're purple helicopters. We do not know what these purple helicopters are. Do not let your kids play outside. Da da da. And so it's just like this very mysterious, very off-putting show. You know what I mean? But it's kind of weird because I feel like it just feels like people are. Well, I don't like it because it feels like it's trying to be dark. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel like it's just dark. Like, I don't know. World War II is dark. This show just feels like it's trying to be something that it's just not. And I don't know. I don't appreciate it. I like, if you're gonna be something, just be something. Like, I don't know. The Command wave. Oh, come on. Oh shit. No. Alright, we can do this. We can do this. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a weird show, but I was listening to it just to try and get an idea. So from that though, what I think I'm gonna do, is I'm going to, I'm gonna make a. I have to start all the way from the beginning, I think. But I'm gonna make this show where I'm basically taught, like, if you've ever seen or read the book Old Town. Old Town is this story about this I mean, it's an old town, and in this old town there's like X family, and I mean it's about life, you know, and it's a good book. Yeah, I mean it's just like whatever, like it's just chill, you know, and it goes all the way through whenever people were just, you know, being people to people dying, like people getting married to people getting old to people dying, you know, and it's just, I don't know. I haven't thought about that book in a second, but I kind of want to do it like that, where I'm just, but the purpose is I'm trying to put myself outside of myself. So what this book is gonna be is it's gonna be, it's gonna kind of be in Florissant where I live, there I see all these like characters, you know what I mean, like I see, like there's this guy that's always just like walking down the streets for some reason, like no matter what like he'll start in the morning and then end at night, you know what I mean, and it's just very curious, you know what I mean, like why is he doing that? And so then what if I create like a backstory around like why he's doing that, and then told that as a story for my podcast, you know what I'm saying? Like I think it'd be really, really interesting to listen to, and also just to challenge me creatively wise, challenge my creativity, and also try and explore, like push like some neurogenesis, and also to be able to look outside of myself, because it's new experiences that, you know, create neurogenesis, right? And neurogenesis creates these pathways, or strengthens these pathways that help you think better and come up with better ideas somehow, and can also help with like depression and I don't know, all kinds of like really good things. So I mean, it's just something that I want to explore. Anyway, guys, so I think I am about to head out, so if I don't die. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of The Drop Podcast. You know, the podcast where play games and hang out, and I didn't get that food. Anyway, but this has been a pretty chill episode. I wanted to tell you guys about my project, but I just don't think my brain was doing it right then. Which is okay. If it didn't want to do it, it didn't want to do it, and I shouldn't push it. You know what I mean? Come on. Okay, we died again. So you know what? Yeah, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed. That all being said, I guess I will check us later. Oh yeah, if you want to support the podcast, then you can support the podcast by going to my website at joshuatbryan.com, and there's a place where you can donate. And honestly, like what helps a lot is if you leave a review or share the podcast with, you know, people who you think will enjoy it. That's one of the best ways too. But with that all being said, I will check you guys next time. Thank you for watching. See ya.